That's my car. And I'm currently driving my mum's car, which is a little Nissan Pulsar 1.8 N16 2000 model. In case you were interested. It's white. You've probably seen it in a number of my videos, but there's two of the cars in our street. And there's another two up here and around the corner. So yeah. Good luck trying to find this particular one.
After 200 meters, go right on the roundabout. Third exit, then turn right.
I probably have mentioned that this is Mum's car in previous videos, so you'll probably be able to find it just by the rims alone.
Then turn right.
Because these aren't stock rims, these are custom rims that the previous owners must have put on. It doesn't have a lot of up and go, and first gear is like 14 to 1. So it's really piss poor on the takeoff. But that means it's also got quite a bit of torque for takeoff, so yeah. You probably could tow something quite well. Not a lot.
After 300 meters, turn right.
About up to 700 kilograms. But you'll be able to tow it, fair enough. So yeah. I'll just turn this volume
After
down.
100 meters, turn right. After 80
That should be
meters,
fair enough.
turn right.
Won't annoy me as much. In the city, I don't usually, in the metro areas, I usually don't have the volume on at all. But since I'm recording for you guys, I might need to do less multitasking. I'm not saying that I can't multitask, I'm just saying doing less of it would put less strain on a lot of things. I'll be able to fix the ECU, so I'll have at least a spare. But right now I need another ECU so I can, you know, take my time making the repairs. Because to do it, I'd have to unsolder the flash memory and then put it in a socket, then reprogram it from the computer, then solder it back in. I won't actually solder it back into its original spot. I'll put a socket where it used to be and slot it back in. And this car has a lot of issues as well. Since I put the 15W40 oil in this car, it seems to use a lot of fuel. I don't know if that's just because Mum's been having a really high density traffic issues or what, so let's just say it's not good. Mum doesn't usually keep the revs up enough for the crud to come out of the engine, so it tends to build up quite a bit. But this is what I... Oh shit. Yeah, I know. But this is essentially what a QG18DE sounds like, so yeah. A well-maintained one at that. Never used to sound like this. Never used to sound so bassy before.
After 800 meters, turn left.
There we go, we stuck it back on. Jeez. noise was just Tom falling onto the dash, so I had to pick it up and lick its sticky bit, which I didn't actually lick. I licked my thumb and then smeared it over the back of the suction cap, then stuck it back on, turned the little thing. It's very fiddly. And don't you guys ever do that while driving. I'm by no means extremely experienced. I have been driving for a very long time, in my opinion, but only a short time where I've actually had my license. I wouldn't say I've been driving an extremely long time, not as long as a lot of other people. But I gain a lot of experience with very little effort, so yeah. That being said, it's not something I should have done myself as well. So if you guys start doing that sort of shit just because I did it, although you didn't actually see me do it, I told you about it, just assume I'm a load of bullshit, basically. And if I hear about you guys doing that sort of stuff, I'll personally come around and throttle you.
Turn left.
And by mean throttle you, I mean I'll rip the throttle out of my car and cable and all, and whip ya until you bloody get the idea, you know. Ah, geez, people turning right. Well, the bus is turning right. Not getting much leeway with the traffic either. Because I'm on the precipice, which is a very major blind spot. But we should be okay now. But you'll find that a lot of routes that I take will have a lot of things in common with my day-to-day activities. That's because they're the only decent way to get around, you know. And that's why open wide throttle. Not exactly accelerating, is it? But it's supposed to be able to go from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds, so yeah. I certainly don't think it'd break the 15-second mark on a 1/4 drag. Mainly because the first gear is so low, 14 to 1. I want to change it to like 10 to 1 or 9 to 1. But unless I make my own bloody gear spindles, it's not gonna happen. On the other hand, I could probably put in a CVT transmission. Maybe, depending on if the bell housing is the same or not. If not, I could always put the newer QG18 in it. Well, the newer 1.8 litre Sky Active, I should say. Since the new Pulsar and this old Pulsar are pretty much same front wheel drive. I think it's the same engine too. QG18DE. It's Sky Active Technology. I mean, I would try and take off in second, but it doesn't do that. When you put it in, take it from drive and put it in second, it'll still take it from first. It just won't go any higher than second gear, that's all. And when you put it in first, it doesn't go any higher than first gear, of course. And it's not technically a 4-speed transmission, it's technically a 3-speed transmission with an overdrive gear, which only engages when you're in third gear. Whereas the 4-speed transmission in my car is, well, fundamentally different.
After 300 meters, turn left.
It's actually got 4 sets of different gears. And the last gear is just called overdrive because it's less than 1-to-1 ratio. It's like 0.6-to-1 ratio. I was confused why they called it 4-speed auto with overdrive. 4-speed auto overdrive. They didn't say with overdrive, they just said overdrive. So,
Turn left.
hopefully this ECU won't set me back a great deal. I know if I bought one off eBay, it'd probably cost me about $200, despite what people say. And the main reason is probably because they get it from picking payless themselves, then sell it on eBay for a profit. And by profit, I mean 100% markup. Which is quite ridiculous. I don't see any reason for a company to do any more than a 35% markup maximum. But as we know, there's all sorts of greedy people out there. I'll buy a reconditioned ECU, but they cost way more than what I'm willing to pay. Jeez, I'm still tired, eh? See, if that was in my car, I wouldn't have received any alarms about the speed. Mum's car seems to be fairly well adjusted. I mean, from what I can tell, there's only a 1% difference. I think I calculated my car out to less than a 1% difference, but it still seems to be quite far out. this video may cut out. Might help if I turn the screen off. The aircon is just starting to cool things down now. Mum's car doesn't have bloody cruise control, traction control, or ABS, but it does have driver's side airbag, front and rear spoiler, side skirts. Although I did take the front lip off, so yeah, I need to plastic weld that back up. Because there's quite a large dip in our street, and I drove over it one time when we came home from Christmas holidays, and I drove over it a little too fast, and yeah, the whole car dipped down and smacked the spoiler, the front lip on the gutter, which then proceeded to snap it in bits. So when Mum drove it around, it swung out like a knife. Then Mum tried to remove it by force, which then she broke a little bit of it around the screw. Not too close though.
Meters, turn right.
It's interesting how it got 2 screws and like 5 set of zip ties from factory. Fucking hell. This is not where I wanted to be. Sorry, people. Keep moving, people. Is there a space? There's a space coming up. That was silly of me, wasn't it?
After 400 meters, turn right.
I used to have this trip memorised, but then it went a different route, and I was going from Hornsby. So yeah, since then a whole heap of roads have been done up and modified for easy travel along the M4.
Turn right.
So you can imagine how that is. That was about.
Ahead, keep right. After 800 meters, keep right.
charging or not. It's hard to see the orange light on top of it when the sun's glaring right on it. At night it's fine. Hopefully the camera's still going. Damn, dude. Still recording. I just worry sometimes. For no reason. That dude needs to put a fucking new belt on his Commodore with a fucking Chevy badge on it. These days you need about 5 fucking USB ports for everyone, I reckon. I need one for my phone and one for the TomTom. I've only got a single bloody plug one. I should hook up a battery in between it all and power the USB off it. Automatic charge, discharge type thing. Or some I think there's 1650s. I think. It could be on 16850 batteries, you know, protected lithium cells. Then I could just leave TomTom plugged in when I go out, and yeah, it'll charge. And when you turn the car on, the 16850 lithium cells charge while I'm charging everything else. Sounds bloody good to me. You can spin their tyres up in this too. Not on this road though. There we go. That was the best I could do. Without putting a turbo on this engine.